I have a guest on this podcast today. A is not for Apple, and she will tell us who she is.
Hi, I'm Nadia De Leon, and I am the director of the CIEdu, Center for Educational Research in Panama.
Okay, Nadia from Panama. Nadia, in education, we can find 1,000 things that are wrong with the education system. But sometimes we want to learn from the things that are successful. So is there something that's happening in Panama that we can all learn from on how to improve our education systems?
We don't have evidence yet that it is working,
yes,
but it is the type of program that we're often arguing for because it's the type of affirmative action that we look for, right? So currently the government is implementing a program called Colmena, which translates beehive, and it's focused on the 300 poorest neighborhoods around the country. Many of those are in our indigenous reservations, but not all of them. And it's a 360-degree type of program, right? So it's educational, but it's also health, but it's centered in the schools. So they're focusing the teacher training and the educational programs in those schools, prioritizing those schools, but they're also doing nutrition programs in those schools first and foremost, and bringing the health prevention programs to those schools for the neighborhoods. So it's the type of what we call affirmative action programs where you're bringing the programs to the areas that have the most needs first and foremost.
Okay. And you said it's something that is not yet fully running, so you don't know if it will work? Or?
It is fully running, but we don't have
yet
data on the results
on
yet.
if it works.
And I also like it as an example because I've been talking lately a lot about the integrated approach to education and to human development that we should have. That children can't learn if they haven't eaten and if they're not healthy.
Of course.
So we need to pay attention to mental health and think of children in a more holistic way in tending to their development.
Okay.
So this is also, I think, a good example of looking at tending to the needs of children as they're growing in a more 360-degree way.
Manner. So on the special topic of helping them learn science at an early age, this kind of approach, how do you think it might help other countries that do not have this kind of approach? What is the promise that it has?
So this program is not specific for learning science or for learning any particular subject.
Discipline.
Some of the teacher training programs that they are bringing to these schools, they're bringing to all schools, but they focus first and with more intensely, let's say, in these neighborhoods.
Okay.
And they started with language, Spanish in our case, and math.
Okay.
So there is a science education program in Panama called Hagamos Ciencias, Let's Do Science, that is an inquiry-based learning program.
Okay.
It's similar to a program in France and a program in Colombia that focuses on the doing of the science as opposed to the content of the science. That has been pretty successful, but that program is not crossed with the Beehive, the Colmena program that I was telling you about.
Okay. Well, I think there's a lot that we can learn from Panama. Thank you so much, Dr. Nadia, for joining us, and maybe speak to you again soon.
Yeah,
all right.
Anytime.